At home, you may notice that we haven't switched away from the opening screen so far. There's a reason for that. YouTube has recently been making it so that my videos don't jump to high quality until about 10 seconds in, and I would like for YouTube to be able to see the wonderful masterpiece that Rad has crafted for all of you. Not for me, but for you. And also Connor Hughes and Eric Vulgaris and Grimdark James. Mostly those three. You audience and I are but tertiary concerns for this man. Here we go. We're jumping over. Boosh. Welcome to the new overlays. I feel like as soon as we jumped over, Pondo looked up at my camera in the most exceedingly weird coincidence possible. I don't know. This might be a short episode tonight. We're not all feeling 100%, but we are here for you. Just to note, next week, Eric Vulgaris will also be here for you. We'll have him for 2 weeks to do a special type of mission. Yes, I would say that of all of the missions I've crafted, I very much feel that next week's mission will possibly be the weirdest one I've ever done. And second, tonight's game intro, not these intros right now, but tonight's game intro was specifically designed to both make Rad laugh and feel incredible cringe inside. Make him want to die on the inside. Just know, I have spent all 7 days, six days and 20 hours planning for this moment. I did get some divine inspiration yesterday, but overall, I feel like I have a very positive game to roll out on Raddosaurus. So with that said, welcome to the Season 4, Episode 13 of Battletech, A Time of Total Warfare. Episode 76, I think. No one's actually gone back and done the math except for me. And you know what? I have been wrong a lot, so let's just assume I'm right.
You know, if you post this video to YouTube tomorrow, then they'll be watching episode 13 on Friday the 13th.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's true.
Cancel the whole thing.
I don't believe in that level of superstition, though. I remember as a child being like, you have to hold your breath when you go past graveyards. And now, sometimes I slow down when I go past graveyards. I'm like, I wonder if there's any new graves over there. Like,
I just gasped for air.
You know, my local graveyard. You know, the only people they're going to put in there are people that I know of. I might not know them personally, but I'm, you know, friend of a friend type thing. So you slow down, see if there's anything going on in there. You know, look for cut grass or new memorial markers or lots of flowers all over the place. Anyway, you know, speaking of X, let's talk to Y. I'll just leave it there for whoever wants to pick that one up.
Hello, I am Y. How are we doing tonight? Yes, I have made it through most of another week of hell grind at the day job. Doing pretty good, though. Only 78 hours worked so far this week. So it's coming down. It's coming down slowly. At this rate, by the end of the year, I might be back to a normal work week. That's fingers crossed, I hope. Yeah, I've actually been working so much. There's been talk and rumbling of trying to force me to take a vacation, which I sat back and laughed at the concept of, because the thing of it is, if they weren't capable of handling these projects, so they had to have me do these projects, how are they going to be able to manage these things without me there? Is what I asked them. They really didn't have an answer for that. So I might be able to get that enforced vacation converted into additional pay. We'll see. Because doing all this stuff on salary really sucks. But I'm here. I am alive. I've gotten at minimum 3.5 hours of sleep. I'm good to go. That's my week. That's my whole week. It's it right there. And I haven't even had a chance to get a video out on YouTube yet. So that's quite literally my whole week right there.
You know, speaking of someone who I've been making videos on YouTube for, Raddosaurus, I've made too many videos for you this week.
So many videos.
So many videos.
It's true. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
I have been bombarding Arthur with graphic assets over the last like 2 weeks, maybe more like the last week. I don't know. No, it feels like it's been a long time.
It's only been 1 week.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I know. It's been a real fucking long week.
My sense of time is all jacked up. I'm on, my second consecutive week of work without a day off. I went to Colorado this past weekend and spent a few days at my new unit, which I like quite a bit. Excellent time I had out there in Colorado. However, I am now exhausted as I haven't had a day off in quite some time. So yeah, I'm at the end of my gas tank, but I'm still excited to be here tonight. I'm focused on this new overlay. I'm watching it. I'm watching each little fan art pop up and making mental notes to myself which ones I need to go back and slightly resize or change opacity.
You can't just enjoy the fact that you've made this thing. You've been working on that fan art reel for weeks, and then this overlay you've put. Yeah, I'm gonna estimate, right? Like I'm not over your shoulder watching you work. But you're like, hey, Arthur, here's this. And then like 2 hours later, you're like, I just made this as well. And I'm like, okay, so he's probably been working for about 3 hours now. And then I'm like, it's 3 a.m. I finally finished assembling all of your overlay assets. Take a look at that. And then Connor's like, you fucked up the text. And I'm like, oh my God, my eyes are bleeding. It's 3:30 a.m.
Yeah. No, I'm very happy with it. There are just a few things, like the Axeman, for example. He needs to have the bottom of his legs faded out into a gradient instead of being a hard line like on his thighs. But no, one of my favorite things about this overlay is actually the AP Gaming face that's on there right now. I don't know if
done by Aricido.
I did that in like 5 minutes. I altered that to fit this overlay.
Yeah, I noticed it's kind of transparent now.
Yeah, well, your face isn't, but the orange background is.
Yeah.
And I really like the way that turned out quite a bit.
I'm glad that you like the way my face looks.
For anyone that can't or doesn't know, the whole intent of this overlay was to mimic the artistic stylings of the Harebrained Schemes game. So I feel pretty good about accomplishing that. I'm relatively happy with it. Yeah, that's it. That was my week basically. I worked all week.
I'm extremely happy with it.
I had a good,
beautiful.
Thank you. I had a good time at Fort Carson in Colorado Springs over the weekend. I may or may not be on another battle roster. I'll wait to deliver any more details about that until things seem a little more concrete. Right now, my new unit is their area of operation is PACOM, so it's all in the Pacific. And of course, with the coronavirus and all that, there's a lot of things that are up in the air as far as travel and going foreign places and all that kind of stuff. So just kind of waiting to see, not wanting to count any eggs before they hatch. So yeah, that's basically what's going on with me. Haven't played a video game in probably like 2 weeks. I've been working on overlays instead. Those things are usually mutually exclusive. I'm either doing one or the other. I'm rarely doing both. Those two things directly compete for the same time block that I have in the evening.
Why don't you play some fucking video games next week?
Yeah, I probably will. I'm here to tell you.
Well, you just walked in here and you're like, I'm making some notes right now about this action man.
Yeah, but that'll be fine. I might.
You're like, I'm just going to do it immediately after the stream.
It's very low
4
priority.
hours of work.
It's very low priority. But no, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with my week in general. We're all good and stocked up here. Fortunately, I don't have a job that I spend a lot of time around a lot of people. I'm generally outside 95% of the day and on wide open construction sites for the most part. My kids' spring break got extended another week. We found out today. We just recently got a message from the district, so they'll be at home for another week. My wife's a little concerned about being able to go back to work because the nonprofit that she works for works heavily with schools. And of course, most schools, even if they're having school, they're shutting their doors to like outsiders. So they're not letting parents come and visit. They're not letting vendors come and, all these kind of things. My wife works for an organization that will go and do, it's basically field trip based. So most schools, even if they are having school, they're canceling field trips. So she's a little concerned about being able to go to work. To include, not having anything to do with the kids. My mom's pretty good about coming and watching them, though, if we got stuff we got to do. So my truck's in the shop, getting the air conditioning fixed. It's been pretty brutal here without air conditioning. I know most places are still cold or whatever, but it is getting kind of toasty down here in Texas. I sit in my truck and sweat most of the day. Well, no, I don't sit in my truck most of the day, but I do sweat all day. And then when I would normally go to my truck to work on my laptop or do some paperwork, I would be able to sit in the air conditioner for like 15 minutes and cool off. And that has not been a thing. It's actually hotter in my truck than it is outside of my truck, which is like when I try to use my work laptop or my phone, they all come up with little alarms and warnings. They're like, this device is overheating. Please turn it off. So I'm not really able to do my job very effectively currently.
It's 36 here at times over the last few days.
It was 80 today, and probably closer to like 88 or so inside of my truck without any air.
Wow!
So.
Did you have to put on a sweater?
I'm wearing a short-sleeved, pineapple-striped Hawaiian shirt and cut-off shorts right now with flip-flops.
That is the most Butch McGurk thing I've ever heard.
That's what I immediately changed to when I got off work and no longer was required to wear pants and boots. So yeah, that's it's not really a Hawaiian shirt, but it has little pineapples on it. I don't know if you can see them. Probably not.
No.
But yeah, this is how I normally dress in everyday life.
I assume that you just look like that roller rink picture.
No, sure. Sometimes. Yeah, why not? When I roller skate at the roller rink, I always dress like that.
I actually would like to see Rad pull a pocket dog on screen one day.
Always that one time. Yep.
Like just stuffed into a shirt pocket. Pull out a little squat mini hot dog.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's my week, I guess, mostly. I don't have any other big stuff going on. My kids are in the other room right now watching the original Disney Peter Pan for the first time. So I look forward to talking to them about that tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
Hopefully they liked it.
They're not going to sleep tonight. There's going to be lots of running around, shouting about Tinkerbell, jumping off of beds and stuff, but okay.
So my daughter does really like Tinkerbell.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm usually not a big fan of Disney's like straight-to-video type stuff.
Yeah.
But their Tinkerbell movies, the 3D animated Tinkerbell movies that they put, they've been directly on Netflix. I guess they're all moving to Disney Plus now. They're actually pretty good. Like, they're pretty solid little movies. The Tinkerbell movies, if you got kids, they were not painful for me to watch, like a lot of straight-to-TV movies are for kids. A lot of the garbage that's on Netflix.
Move on to, yeah.
My niece likes those a lot. I'm a fan of the pirate run.
The pirate one's really good.
Thing. Treasure, whatever, that one.
I really like the pirate one, and I really like, I don't know what the other one is, like Nether Beast or something like that. It's the one that focuses on the fairy that talks to animals. I also really like
that one too.
Those are probably my two favorite Tinkerbell ones. But yeah, that's it. I'll pass it on to who hadn't gone. Pondo? Is it Pondo's turn? I feel like it might be Pondo's turn.
We can go with Pondo.
I guess it's my turn. Granted, there's only like a 50-50 shot of it not being my turn. That's fine.
Would you like us to
statistically, that's correct.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. My week has been, I don't know what the word for it is. Uneventful. I had today off and I got nothing done. It just felt like a do nothing day because I'm not looking forward to working this weekend. Granted, by the way things look, I might just have a very, very boring weekend. Everybody might just stay home. I don't know. I've been around town past couple days seeing the toilet paper shortage.
Dude, tell me.
What is with that?
What does 2 weeks of toilet paper look like to people? Because I know what it looks like to me, and I don't feel like I know what it looks like to other people.
2 rolls? Well, you have a family of 4, so I would say maybe like 4 rolls.
I do.
Tops.
For 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. No, women use more toilet paper than you probably are estimating there. But
okay, I can accept that is a thing I wouldn't know about.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't cohabitate.
But nonetheless, like a cart full of toilet paper is more toilet paper than any family of less than 9 needs.
Yeah, I was even out at Walmart earlier and I saw the pretty much the headache medicine, all that stuff, the Advil, Aleve, yada yada yada. It's just cleaned out. I don't know why.
People are planning on having a lot of headaches.
I guess that's.
Yeah, man, I'm with you. We were at the grocery store I went to the grocery store on Tuesday and it was fine. Like everything was, it was good. It was a little busy, but like all the shelves had all the normal amount of food. My wife went back to the grocery store today to get like a few more things, and like shelves are empty. Lines are like backed all the way up, like halfway into the aisles and stuff. And it was nuts.
So
Yeah,
I was getting
I did get 2
change.
boxes of Girl Scout cookies though. So I got everything I needed.
I got one of the Costco, not tire change, tire balancing at Costco yesterday.
I didn't know they did that.
I walked in 15 minutes early, like they recommend, and I left 2 hours later. That's how backed up they were just at tires. So when I'm in the store, I'm like, okay, I'll buy a few things, like a Costco pre-made meal. I've never really had them before, but I've heard that they're good. And, as long as I'm locking myself in my house for 14 days, I might as well have something nice to eat that I'm not going to have to spend an hour cooking. So I'm wandering around the store, generally staying 3 or more feet away from people. That has nothing to do with coronavirus. That's just my normal policy. Just like a bubble around me at all times. So I head on, you have to go around the store, right? So no matter what happened, I was going to be passing the cleaning aisle. Completely shut down. I'd never seen it before. I never even noticed them. They have things that you can pull across the aisles to prevent you from going down them. They had it in 2 whole cleaning aisles. And like the bottom 3 shelves are out, and there's only stuff on like the top 2 shelves. I've never even seen someone reach for stuff up there. I've never even seen the bottom shelf completely cleared out. It was insane.
It's crazy.
Pondo,
nuts.
I feel sorry about your toilet paper troubles.
No, we're fine. We got some.
Okay.
It's just funny to see. There's even people complain because the one store that had some had a 3 package roll deal, and there's like one group of people that were complaining about it, which was funny.
I mean, I think 3 rolls in a package would last you a while, but that's just me.
No, it was a package of 8. You could only get 3 packages of 8.
Oh my god! That's 24 rolls of toilet paper. Oh.
Yeah, they're complaining that they could only get 3.
Oh my god!
I bought an 18 pack.
I buy from Costco, so you get like a 48 pack, and
it was.
I bought an 18 pack in October.
Yeah, exactly.
I still have like 6 rolls.
I don't even use toilet paper.
Yeah, of course you don't want to run out, Connie Hughes, but
don't get me started on the coddled modern anus.
Yeah, Raddosaurus and his bidet rant right now.
Yeah.
I have 60 grit sandpaper out in the garage. Works just fine.
What the fuck?
Is it like 60 grit? Is that it? No, it's like 20 grit, isn't it?
Yeah. It's basically barely crushed glass glued to paper.
Yeah. Get that good 20 grit sandpaper.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right?
that hurt. I'm dying inside internally. I want you to know that. Just thinking about that. Bad person, Raddosaurus.
Your toilet paper, if it doesn't have a pucker factor rating, you're not using the right toilet paper. Okay.
If you're not heavily bleeding afterwards, you're not doing that. You're not clean.
That's right. I don't know what we were talking about. Sorry.
Pondo, you got anything else you want to share? If it's anything like what Rad just shared, please don't.
Feel bad because I was contributing to it. I was egging it on a little bit, but no, I got nothing else.
Cotton, how's it going?
No, Cotton.
You are Cotton, yes?
I have a little bit of a headache. Our school events and all that, even the parent-teacher conferences they let school out for, is closed now. They don't want anybody in the school at all.
Is it spring vacation next week? What's it called?
Break.
Spring break?
Spring
Spring break. Yes, that's the thing. God, it's been so long since I've been in school. That's
okay, boomer.
They closed
Oh wow, that hurts coming from you. Shit.
Good.
This is the most painful set of intros I've ever had to suffer through.
All thanks
Does that
to me.
hurt as much as sandpaper?
Oh, please, no. All right, Cotton, let's get back to talking about you and not that other thing.
They had closed for Thursday and Friday for parent-teacher conferences, but then they just canceled the parent-teacher conferences and the school plays and all the games, like basketball games and stuff like that. So that's fun. You mentioned a graveyard story that you had. I just remembered that we had like a grass fire outside of town earlier this week, and the picture that I saw of it, the graveyard was on fire.
Okay.
It's not anymore.
Well, I'm glad that the graveyard isn't on fire anymore, but I'm now inspired to write a new module for my next Dungeons & Dragons campaign about burning skeletons. It's already becoming metal as hell in my head. Yes, gravestones are largely fire resistant, but they are not fire product resistant. They're going to be completely covered with ash and soot. Some gravekeeper is going to be out there in the middle of the night with just a hand lantern, cleaning them off, stuck there with all of the dead. Then they rise right out of the no longer grassy fields one by one, assembling behind him, watching in the pale moonlight as he scrubs their grave. Till he joins them.
I mean, if it's ash, he'd just use a leaf blower.
I don't know if that's gonna, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like that greasy residue that you can get on stone when something burns on it. Not just ash. Of course, you can blow ash away. All right, that's fine. We'll talk about
Why would you
something.
blow it away? You take a vacuum and suck that up. That's unsanitary. Not kosher.
It's not grave ash. It's just the plants that live on top of the graves.
Oh, okay. I clicked that.
I
and
have
heard
to tell
ash.
you, I want to be very clear here. If a fire reaches 6 feet underground, you have some very serious problems in Nebraska.
Oh no, that could be.
Well,
fine.
it was 75 degrees yesterday, and it's gonna snow tomorrow.
Fuck. What? And it's gonna snow tomorrow? What the fuck?
They're saying it's gonna be like up to 6 inches.
How is it both warmer and colder in Nebraska at the same time?
That's been happening in other spots of the country too. It's like sunny, 70, 80 degrees. The next day, 3 inches of snow.
Well, that's just Nebraska's weather.
Well,
That's
I
what
think
we
that's
do.
really the pre-spring weather. Yeah.
Just like it was like really nice for 2 weeks, and then Sid came down, and it was negative 26 degrees.
Ruined everything.
Wow, I like how Sid is blamed for this implicitly.
And I asked him if he brought a coat when he was getting off the plane, and he says, "I have a sweater."
What an idiot.
He left with a coat.
It's actually, I mean, I would have been fine with what I had, but somebody made me get a coat. So
If I remember right, you were shivering between places you were going to.
Well,
It's
yeah,
one of the
but it's,
reasons
you know,
you
you
had to
just-
get a coat.
tough it out.
But listen, Potter.
I mean, of course, it's difficult not to shiver when it's negative 20 degrees, but you know,
that West Virginia winter weather where you still go out in t-shirt and shorts even though there's like 2 inches of snow. It's getting up in your socks and you're just like, you just gotta walk briskly between buildings. You'll be fine.
yeah.
Yeah, listen, I did it. There's so many West Virginians who live that way. You know, you don't get long pants and a long shirt out until there's a blizzard. Not
See,
necessary.
the thing of it is that my
Good for
heart
the
is
week.
so cold that I literally brought a cold front with me.
I can
Yeah.
confirm this action the AP says about
Yeah.
West Virginians.
Going out in shorts and short sleeve shirt in the winter is as West Virginian as pepperoni rolls.
It's also a thing that is done occasionally here. Well, granted, when like the weather is in West Virginia is here, that happens.
Pepperoni rolls are a West Virginian thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
We
they
invented them.
originate from West Virginia. From miner, coal miner.
Ultimate Frisbee
Well
was
done,
invented
West Virginia.
at Columbia High School in New Jersey.
Nice.
Yeah, the coal miner made them. People were like, "Hey, can we get some of that?" And like, all right, then you monopolize that shit.
Oh, friends. Chad is asking, what's a pepperoni roll? I want you to
Oh
imagine
God.
a soft, chewable biscuit the size of a log like this. Inside has been folded dozens of pepperonis. And they're so greasy, their grease soaks into the biscuit around it. From the outside, the biscuit appears to just be a normal dinner loaf in log form. But when you bite into it, you get the delicious flavor of greasy, disgustingly greasy pepperoni. With all that grease has been soaked directly into the bread.
That's the good stuff.
Yeah. You can eat it cold. You can eat it warm. You can dip it in marinara, cold or warm. The marinara can be warm or cold.
You could not eat it and live an extra 2 years.
What's even better is when
That's
you
not
stuff
living
cheese in it too. Yeah.
Listen, I'm just saying, every single West Virginian is going, yeah, pepperoni rolls right now. That's how you know you're missing out.
One.
Not a single West Virginian is going, no, don't do it.
Yeah. I can't confirm.
You can't live without the pepperoni roll once you've tasted it.
I legitimately know people who've moved out of West Virginia and we're like, hey, someone's like, if you're coming down this way, can you bring me some pepperoni rolls?
Yep. Uh-huh.
They don't have them here. They don't have them here either, and I hate it.
You can get a Philly cheesesteak anywhere in the country, but pepperoni rolls,
yeah,
only in West Virginia.
I don't know why. Just not having it as an option it's painful sometimes.
Nebraska's very meat and potatoes.
Also chili and cinnamon rolls.
Really? Cinnamon rolls?
I
not have
cannot,
guessed
I'm
that.
not lying.
You will most likely get a cinnamon roll with a bowl of chili as opposed to cornbread.
What?
Or anything else.
What?
Yeah, it's cinnamon rolls and chili.
But
It's very, very common. You can order it from fast food
You
restaurants.
dunk the cornbread into the chili. That's the
No,
whole point.
no,
That's
no,
what the
no,
point
no,
of the
no,
dry
no, no,
cornbread
no,
is
no,
to
no,
soak
no,
up the
no,
liquid
no,
part
no,
of the
no,
chili
no,
so the
no,
chili
no,
ain't
no,
sloppy.
No,
You gotta stop.
No, you're gonna make me gag.
She doesn't like wet bread.
Ooh.
Wet bread.
No.
Oh, you don't even like the term wet bread.
Don't do this, Red.
Okay. But it's
what's wrong
really
with
hard
wet
for
bread?
me. I need you to understand that.
I'm right there with you, but let's not go into it. It's
so
right up there
badly-
with me with butt sandpaper.
I so badly want to talk about it right now.
No,
I'm not
we're
gonna.
struggle every
We're
day.
done.
I'm not gonna, because Cotton
You
doesn't.
can
if-
tease me
listen,
any day except for today because I'm already nauseous.
That's right. If Cotton didn't feel ill right now, I would absolutely be going hard on Whiskey Bravo right now. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Wow, Whiskey Bravo. That's a good dodge.
But the people who are asking, the chili is not sweet. It's normal chili, and you eat it with a cinnamon roll on the side. You don't dip the cinnamon roll, by the way.
Now the cinnamon
I've
roll.
never
Probably,
seen someone do that.
the cinnamon roll probably doesn't have a lot of frosting on it, though,
Nope.
right?
Totally frosted up.
Really? Oh, wow. Okay. I have been places in
That
the
would
South.
actually be a relatively interesting counterpoint.
I've been places in the
I would
South
try
that
that.
they'll serve like when they bring out their bread for like country food, it will have some cornbread and some cinnamon rolls, but the cinnamon rolls don't have frosting. They're literally just like the bread and like the cinnamon like swirl or whatever, that's
You got to move a little bit closer to Nebraska, and you'll
Apparently,
get more
yeah.
frosting on it.
just need to go up a little bit.
Just come to Nebraska and get your
1,000
runs.
miles.
Yeah. When I was in Chicago, I had cinnamon roll pancakes. They were incredible.
I had a Chicago dog at the Chicago airport, and it was incredible.
Yes, I bet it was. I had a Costco hot dog yesterday, and I thought, God damn, this is the first hot dog I've had in like 9-10 months. It was, listen, I want to say this. I've never had it happen before. It was so warm and juicy that when I went to put the ketchup on it, a little thing of steam came off it. And I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be the premium hot dog right here.
Wow.
I'd never seen that happen before. Don't patronize me, Rad.
Didn't mean to. It came out that way. But
I've never seen that happen before. I've never seen a hot dog go.
Me neither. With ketchup? I've never seen that before either.
Yeah, it was so hot and juicy. It was ready for that.
I'd be frightened to bite into something
Oh, no.
if it
My good
was
sir.
capable of
Same.
It was the perfect temperature.
cooking off the moisture from ketchup. I'd be worried to bite into that.
Same.
Wow, that cat got aggressive.
You eat pizza straight out of the oven, don't you? It's like that.
What?
Well,
No, you wait
What
like
kind of fucking savage eats pizza out of the oven? Someone who wants to burn the roof of their mouth and then spend the next 2 days going,
no, you
I don't
wait
know,
like
I guess
2 or 3
vanilla ice
minutes.
cream is the only thing I can taste now. Pizza
I
out
do
of the
when I'm
oven?
hungry.
It's like
It's out
taking a
of the
roast
oven.
out of the oven and not letting it sit for 30 minutes.
Do you even use mitts to grab it out of there? Pondo?
Whenever
You
I
animal?
take something out of the oven and I set it down to cool, he's already there and eating it.
What is
That's
wrong with you,
ridiculous.
Pondo? You're a savage. You're a savage. What's that? You're gonna show me your caveman stick? How can you eat things directly out of the oven? You gotta let
don't
them
have it with
breathe.
me.
It's like tannins in wine.
I don't have the caveman stick with me.
Oh. Pondo is a secret tiefling? I will buy that. I could see him with little curly horns right behind his ears
I'll
and
accept
a
this.
tail that he just tucks away. Yeah.
Make it happen, Cotton.
You make it happen, Rad.
No, dude, I'm on hiatus.
I
Okay.
feel like Rad is arted out for like a while.
The only thing I've got planned is Endo Steel characters and to finish up the banners. And that's it. Because
Oh,
right
yeah,
now,
for Kuro.
because people don't know yet, but I also worked very hard on Endo Steel overlays, but they have nothing in their art reel, so I need to populate their art reel with something. So that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah, there's only one episode publicly out, so yes, they don't have an art reel yet.
Yeah.
We went low budget, and you know what? It's working for us. By the way, if you haven't checked out Battletech Oath of End of Steel, it is very popular.
Definitely do. It's excellent. I like it quite a bit. Great.
Much shorter.
Great group of guys. And Arthur.
I'll let that one slide. Because very soon I will be delivering my anti-Raddosaurus intro.
I know it's coming, so gotta get it in there while I can.
Listen, I'm gonna skip over microwave cereal. We're not gonna talk about that.
So villain on Indosteel win?
Look,
Yeah, it's coming.
just give
It's
me
coming.
a couple weeks here to get episodes rolling and out regularly, and then I'll start thinking about villains.
It's coming.
Look, Rad has offered. Sid, now you've offered. I have another person on the table who wants to get in on there and kill the player.
You haven't.
Rad has a very specific plan to kill all of the players.
I have some alternate plans as well. Okay, listen. I don't want to say it on air, but I do have something. I do have a situation that I want to try. My goal is to force this specific situation. But I'll tell you.
You want to
about
run the
later.
game for me real quick?
No,
I
no,
can be a player
no.
if you want to run game mastering for 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, maybe actually.
You
No,
would take over the stream.
if I thought I could, I would. Listen, if I get deployed and I have Sundays off, I will take over your stream for like 3 weeks.
We'll work on it. Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
Toilet
ready.
paper.
My
Nope.
body is ready.
Skipping toilet paper.
We already had that conversation.
All right, listen, YouTube folks at home. Welcome to these beautiful new overlays. Number 2. I'm going to try something different tonight. I've tested it myself, and it sounds fine on my computer and on YouTube. However, I haven't tested it with an audience yet, so we could be getting it delivered here. I've recently purchased a ridiculous amount of thematic action movie trailer music to use on stream to kind of accent things. There's a lot of Mass Effect and Mass Effect 2 sounding songs. I set up something called sidechain ducking, which I've never heard of before, but basically what it is whenever anybody talks, the background music will immediately drop down to a more manageable level, and when no one's talking, it should come back up. Will that actually work? I think so, but I don't know so. So just stick with me on this, okay? I'm gonna need the audience to let us know if there's any problems, which I will then blame on myself, because as much as I'd like to say it's Pondo's fault, I'm actually fully responsible for this. But if you have any complaints that you want to send to me in email form, please send it to my stream manager, pondothemad@gmail.com. Previously on this show, the players hired a media consultant to do their PR. That was like 90% of the episode. The other 10% was Billy Wyndham Williamson The fourth, Esquire, went around dating a certain character who we'll call Medusa, and everyone acted shocked about it. There were some entertaining things happen. Black Rabbit got made into Black Rabbit Chan. Butch McGurk got made into Samurai McGurk. Pondo had Bandito turned into ass chapless cowboy.
I thought he was just straight naked, just with a hat covering his bits.
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
pretty
really
sure that was
remember
it.
what I said. I was kind of making half of that up as I was going because it was just funny for me. But yeah, sure, let's go with that. Oh yeah, the Kevin Sorbo bounty hunter character that I based off of Kevin Sorbo's character from Psych got you fucking.
He's now sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah, you greenlit. Rapier was like, "What if I made him disappear?" And Sid was like, "I can't talk about this, but yes." Rapier was like, "Completely understood, sir."
I would never authorize something like that ever.
All right, let me get a drink before I get doing this because I need to do between 3 to 5 voices.
I'm intrigued.
Opening scene. A comic book. A man in the superhero version of Free World's League fatigues stands tall, alone. He wears a mask stylized to look like the Merrick Purple Eagle. On closer inspection, this man looks like Butch McGurk. The next panel is him withdrawing a shield with the Cameron crest of the Star League on it and placing it before himself. The next page is an enormous clan warrior, apes slamming their arms down onto this hero, shield between them, as our hero buckles but stays resolute. Inside he thinks, this pressure, it's too much. So, this is the power of the dark medicine of Professor Sinister of the Salk Lab name.
No.
The next thought bubble is, but I can't back down. I have to protect everyone with the shield Dr. Bonsai forged for me. Our hero drops to one knee as the elemental screams, "We will always stand above you, dogs of the Intersphere! The purity of the Kerensky is in the blood of the Smoke Jaguar! You were always far before superhumans like me!" Our hero grunts, the shield pressing into his face. "You'll always fail, Star Captain Menace. Men like you always do. Even if you defeat me, the Intersphere will rise up in the spirit of the Star League, the best of humanity. You're just a man. We are an ideal." "There are no men like me, Commander Star League. There are always men like you, Menace." At this moment, there's a flash of activity. 2 more soldiers appear, sliding under the shield, huddle, helping to lift it up together. One wears Comstar fatigues, the other wears Word of Black uniform, both handsome Korean twin brothers, using their shoulders to aid Commander Star League. Commander, we're here!" The commander says, "Tenson, Buck, you're here, but I thought you two were fighting each other." "We put aside our differences, Commander, for you. The Smoke Jaguars are a threat to everyone. Families may fight, but they always come together in times of need." As the 3 heroes huddle together, congratulating each other, they surge with effort and muscles, throwing off the nefarious Star Captain Menace, the shield catching a lens flare as it eclipses the stun. They turn, entering into a huddle, patting each other on the back as a shadow falls over them. Menace has leaped into the air and is hanging over them like the fist of doom preparing to crash down. The next page is a full panel of Menace covered with a jagged X shape with a strange shadow behind it. Small panel of a splatter of blood on the ground with the shadow of a sword hanging near it. A full page of Menace landing, almost paralyzed, sweat pouring down his face, as we get a look at a mysterious black samurai swordswoman, black kimono, hair done up with a cute dragon ornament. Another panel of the sword sticking into the sheath. A half page with full red background, every foreground object fully in black, with Menace's outline wildly spraying black blood droplets everywhere. The hand continues turning the comic book pages. It's clear that there's more to be done to finish this comic. And we see that the artist is just like, Lieutenant Colonel, this is what we've got so far. We're calling it Commander Star League issue 1. Does this meet your we're just trying to have a little fun here and just kind of make your people seem like heroes, get the population behind you, and morale. You're not giving me much to work with here. I could say, if it's popular enough, we could start making money. You know what I mean? Like, we could start bringing in money. Our division doesn't have to drain funds from Crow's Black. Okay. I got nothing. Sir? I'm going to sit down now. He just pulls out a water bottle.
He's not talking to me, right?
He's talking to
Harridan.
He's talking to
Yeah.
Harridan.
Okay, just making sure.
Is it just Harridan?
It's just Harridan.
Okay.
Harridan's just sitting there blinking.
Well, Harridan needs to know that he's staring a multi-billion-dollar franchise in the face right now, obviously.
See how much anime is in that? That's prime real estate there.
None of that was anime. That was all classic comic book.
It sounded a lot like anime.
There was
I can see
0%
comic
anime
book.
in there.
That depends. Which way were they turning the page?
Oh.
Don't
How
you
are
read-
they? What
don't you
direction
read
are they
manga
reading
left,
in?
backwards?
right? Like this. Like
From
You
left
said
to
right
right?
to left? Yeah, that's the
no,
correct answer.
right to left. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen, people don't know the difference between manga and anime, James. Don't even try to explain it to them.
Well,
That
manga
was-
you read
listen,
left to right.
This could have been a fucking Captain America episode 100%. Don't even try to claim that this is anime.
It
That
sounded
was pretty
anime.
amazing.
Yeah.
I was
Thank you.
into it.
Did you cringe
it
at
out
all? I
for
was really
immediate
aiming to just make you die on the inside with at least some part.
Not at all.
Okay, that's too bad.
Not at all.
Well, you switched from power of friendship to family, but I got the picture.
Family are friends, Pondo. Family are
Fair enough.
friends. We're
So-
all
So it
one
is
underneath
anime.
the banner of the Star League.
So look up, face completely unreadable.
That's not working well for this artist. He's
Slide it
sweat-
across the desk towards him. Is absolutely brilliant. Immediate distribution. How much funding do you need?
Well, we haven't finished this. This is just the last 4 hours worth of work. Clearly, we need to get around to doing some better inking here. I feel like the lines were sloppy, but all right.
Well, hurry up and get it finished then.
Okay.
Make it a series.
So,
I
as
want
he gets
I
up-
want an entire series. I want a coherent story arc from beginning to end. I want spin-off stories. I want spin-off characters. You see where I'm going with this,
And
yes?
you're asking a lot.
We'll get you a lore Bible immediately, sir.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I love the idea that when Harridan retires, he becomes a manga
He's the Kevin
consultant.
Feige of Battletech. Yeah.
He goes to go make more Vincent Gray movies and Kenneth
Yeah.
Ross documentaries.
Well, see, my out of character thought process here is we're going to make this comic book such a hit that they will want a live action motion picture done, and we're going to have Butch McGurk star.
Obviously.
As himself.
It's a proven formula.
Listen, every word of that was completely original material.
It was really good, Arthur. I quite enjoyed it. Now you've given me more things that I want to draw. God
I know.
Damn it.
I wanted to make this into something that you would intentionally draw.
Yeah. Well, you succeeded.
I'll also want them to get in touch with the PR department.
They are the PR
Because-
department.
Well then, also action figures.
Okay. He just says, we'll get 3D printing immediately. We use the lowest quality resin available.
Excellent.
So as the camera pulls back, we can see that where the Union class dropship would normally have aerospace fighters loaded and ready to go, the entire aerospace deck has been turned into the publicity office of Crow's Black. Artists, script writers, actors, managers, talent are all just wandering around doing work. There's no cubicles. Everybody's just like at free-floating desks. Some people are moving around on segways. It's complete fucking madhouse in here.
Brilliant.
you were approached by your new PR manager, Chia Soon Guen, who says, Lieutenant Colonel,
Yes.
I hope that your visit here has been exemplary, that you have not regretted your purchase of our services.
At the moment, I'm interested in what I'm seeing come out. However, the results will be what speaks for the success of this endeavor
Of
or
course,
not.
I understand. If you will excuse me, I need my office back. I have a meeting with Miss Lockwood quite soon. Apparently,
well.
she had some concerns about Black Rabbit Chan.
Indeed. Don't force her into doing anything she doesn't choose to do.
I would not force her into anything. I just have an opportunity to offer her.
Very well. Good day.
Sir, in the next 10 minutes, your first public briefing will begin. I have a spokesperson who will be delivering your daily news to the local planet. I expect you might want to watch it.
Of course, thank you.
I feel like in the background, like maybe in like a side studio, like there's Butch McGurk's in like a mocap suit, like eating a hot dog, like dramatically.
He's with 5 other actors eating shawarma. Black Rabbit, you have been summoned to the offices of Silverwing Media Magic, which now are on the aerospace deck of your dropship. Just for a consultation to address your concerns about Black Rabbit Chan, that you didn't like your visage being used.
I said it was okay last time.
Help me
I'll go.
Help me
I'll
assist
go.
on this. I'm about to make it.
Go.
I'm about to explode this in fan art.
I'm coming in.
So she says, Ambassador, please take a seat. Would you like some
Alright.
tea?
Sure.
I apologize about dropping Black Rabbit Chan before you were properly informed. I had a misunderstanding with the Lieutenant Colonel. It won't happen again. I don't know if you've noticed, but Black Rabbit Chan posters have been extremely popular. And before we move forward with any merchandise, I was thinking keychains, t-shirts, body pillows. I just wanted to make sure that everything was okay with you.
Body pillows?
Yes, Dakimakura, they're very popular.
Right. Well, the comment section I got from your post seems pretty positive, so I guess it's fine.
Originally, I had asked you here, Ambassador, because I wanted you to join us on our calendar photo shoot as Miss February, but another opportunity has come up.
Oh, what's that?
I understand that rather than being classified as cute, your coworkers believe that you are dark and edgy. Would you say that that is the kind of image you'd like to give off?
I do think I do give that image off.
I've done the liberty of having our artist do a 3D mock-up of something I'm going to call Dark Rabbit Sama. And she slides you
Alright.
over computer mock-ups of you wearing a spaghetti string tank top and shorts held up by a black leather belt with metal studs. Dark eyeshadow, short haircut, kind of sporty, just like looking over your shoulder as if you're looking at someone that's complete and utter scum. You're in a dark alleyway at night and it's raining. Then it's you on a motorcycle, but it's from like a low, weird angle down the bike. There are several more edgy pictures like this. One, it has you in like a super oversized sweater with the collar that comes almost up to your chin. And then your hair has been done up into a mohawk. She just says, I was thinking we could rebrand your image, Ambassador, as Black Rabbit to something a little darker, more mature. Rather than make you miss February, we would like to have you do an entire original calendar just for you.
What I am not good with this PR stuff. What do you think would be better? My group has a tendency of making people hate us. It's mainly Aridin. Sometimes
Harrigan, you're referring to the Lieutenant Colonel?
Yep.
I understand that you all have had public relations problems in the past. However, that's why I have been hired.
That's why I'm saying I'm trusting your judgment on whichever you think would be best.
If you are not comfortable with doing either of these photo shoots, I wouldn't force you to do them. However, I think that you should not underestimate the level of thirst of Draconis Combine citizens. There we go. I got Rad and Sid with that. Holy shit. People with high dudes somewhere in the world.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know. I'm not trying to influence Black Rabbit's decision, but I could not be more on board with pixie cut Black Rabbit.
Yeah, I know,
Just
right?
saying.
I googled edgy models, and I was like, wow, there's so many pixie cuts in here. Like bobs, just a little bit of bangs going on. Like every single one of these models.
Are you looking up now?
Yes.
The pixie cut, and what's the other one? Is like the shaved like side of the head.
Or it's just completely wild, and they're running a wind tunnel in the modeling place.
Yeah, I see it. There's just like long hair, but it's blowing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All
This
of the
one's-
pictures in here are all like that.
This lady's bald.
Undercut. Thank you.
No, she does. She's.
No, that's what chat's saying. That's the
Oh.
name of the other thing.
Like I said, I'll trust your judgment, and I will.
I want you to know that when you repeat that, dollar signs appear in her eyes. I'll provide you with a schedule of when you can come down to our offices for the shoot.
You did a lot of these really fast.
We have been working basically around the clock for the last 24 hours, on top of producing a new hit television series.
Right.
I don't know if you've seen it yet. Silver Winged Ravens?
Is that the one that we watched?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It's the one where all of you are Draconis Combine samurai with various backgrounds that match your actual backgrounds.
Yeah. When did you start that? 'Cause
Oh,
you
as
weren't
soon as you
working for
landed.
us yet. Okay.
That's correct.
All right.
I actually named the media studio after the name of that show. The ratings have been very high.
That's good.
I missed the show. What is the show about?
You missed Silver Wing Raven?
Yeah, what was that?
Oh, it was the samurai Butch McGurk, his first appearance, and Sid's character was someone who had almost killed the coordinator one time, or he was framed for killing the coordinator, and then he rose back up through the samurai ranks, and now he's got a special mission to defeat the clans.
Was this all last episode?
No, this is like 3 or 4 episodes ago. It was a
Oh
while.
God. Okay, that's why I don't remember. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it
It's
took
like
place
we're going to take the events that happened in real life and we're just going to rework them a bit.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay,
Freshen them up for a modern audience.
low-hanging fruit.
the best kind of fruit.
Yeah, this is 2 days ago in character. So,
Okay.
He says, now, if you could come with me, we have some measurements in your file, but I was hoping we could get very accurately tailored measurements for your
Right.
clothing.
Oh. Okay.
She just gestures to you to, you know, like a sectioned off hospital type area where someone's got a curtain to pull over, and there's a tailor woman there with just a very long tape measure around her neck, who's just like, yes, come over, we will get your measurements, young woman. Oh, you're so wonderful. I hope that my granddaughter one day turns out to be just as beautiful as you. Now, if you could stick your left arm out, we're just going to... And as that fades, we cut to Major Vincent Gray. You are in your office doing paperwork, unnaturally fast, because as we've established, your paperwork rolls have been ridiculous lately. and in full uniform and not even slightly hungover is Staff Sergeant Pavel Radzik knocking on your door. He says, "Major, it's good to see you. Do you have a moment to talk?" You're muted on microphone,
Probably
Major.
not.
I
because
am
mute.
very well muted on microphone. Sorry. Yes, I suppose you got a second.
Before I bring up concern, I just wanted to make sure you're all right. Lately, you have been seeming happy, content. You haven't seemed distressed or embarrassed at all for like years. I just wanted to make sure that there's nothing wrong with you.
No, I'm perfectly fine.
Are you sure? For almost as long as I have known you, you have been crushed under the weight of your past history.
I'm good.
Yes, that is what's worrying me.
Therapy's helped.
Yes, that is what is worrying me.
That therapy helped.
Yes.
That was legally contracted to actually go through.
Your happiness is unnatural to me.
I'm sorry that my happiness is unnatural.
I am just old drunk Russian pilot. Where I come from, unhappiness is the baseline.
I understand. I'm not sure how to fix my happiness for you.
No, please continue to be happy. I just don't. I don't understand it. He reaches into his shirt pocket and pulls out a flask and sets it on the table. Would you like some? It is hard apple cider.
Sure.
He's like, yes, yeah.
Bandito has some hard apple cider.
He's too happy. We must turn him into alcohol.
Yes, he takes a flask back and he's like, now I know that you will drink on duty. Yes. Now you are on the path back to our level. It makes me more comfortable conversing with you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Think nothing of it, Major. So as he gets in there, stuffs it, and tabs it back over, he says, I have been working on something over the last few days with the Baron.
What have you been working on?
Yes, he puts a object. It kind of looks like a spiky baseball. And he says, lately, you have not been using traditional artillery support overly much, I think. Arrow 4, everyone is using every day, but now we bring huge amount of artillery with us. We bring enormous amount of ammunition, and for the first time in Crow's Black history, we only get to fire a few times. It's very confusing to me. And we got much better. In the earlier seasons, we used to roll for many directions of missing, but now you only miss by 1 hex no matter what you do. You'd think as we get better at things, you would use us more.
I'm not sure how to explain that for you. I guess we just wanting to hold back just to make sure.
This is advanced prototype artillery strike beacon. When placed and button pressed like so, do not press button right now.
I'm not going to press button right now. Why would you think I want to do that?
Sometimes when you hand people things and you point to them and you say, when you do something, they immediately do that thing.
I'm not one of those you're people. Obviously drunk.
You just drank something, You drank unknown liquid from flasks, so...
I had maybe a shot. It's not
yeah, I don't disagree, but I feel like I can convince you to do anything right now.
It's not true at all.
Okay. I am not one to fight with a major.
Okay. That I feel like that could be debatable sometimes, but you know what?
Major, I have not fought with you since you became Major. Now that you are no longer one of the boys, I must give you respect.
Was that one of the boys?
Yes, we made fun of you all of the time. We implied that your sexuality was, the other thing.
Right.
Yes. That's what we do.
Now, what is this about the beacon?
Yes, when you turn the beacon on, which you should definitely not do right now,
I'm
it gives you
not
a
going to
hard
do
stare.
that. Yeah.
It will provide advanced coordinates.
Okay. So how do you? Is this for personal use, like on foot? Place it
If you,
somewhere?
well, yes, unless you wish to open your mech cockpit mid-combat and throw it out, yes, it would be best used for personal use.
All right. Yeah. The whole opening cockpit thing's not a wise decision.
I just wanted to make sure that our armed forces have some form of this. Lately, you have been getting in fights on foot.
We got like one fight on foot, but
That's more than almost everyone else in the unit.
this is true. Typically don't have a reason to be on foot. Not since we have no infantry.
Okay, if you don't want it, I'll take it back.
I'll take it. Have you tested it?
He's like, we are in the middle of the city. We are not testing it. I mentioned it was advanced prototype, yes?
Yes, but when I tested it, like you press the button and it sent out the signal for you to shoot.
We know that it turns on.
Okay, I'm gonna have to speak with Baron about it.
Baron had nothing to do with make of it. Baron just gave me an idea for it. We are using something like Beagle Active Probe and ECM on a miniaturized scale in order to cut through enemy jamming.
Did you make this? Who made this?
Yes, I made it in my spare time.
I'm impressed.
I feel as if that might have been insulting, but I shall take pride from it.
I did not know that you had this sort of technological expertise.
I am commander of tank section of this entire battalion.
This is true.
I ran pirate tank in Morrison's extractors for years while drunk. My technical skills are unmatched.
I just never seen them in use. Maybe we should. There's actually, man, if you had this like so many times before, it's been very useful.
Well, you know, we didn't have technology to do this kind of thing until very recently.
This is very true. I would like to test this.
Not inside dropship, please.
I'm not going to test inside dropship. I would like to contact the rest of your artillery lance.
You are major, so you may do so. I would ask that you just speak with me directly as the commander, but if you feel like talking directly to my men and skipping entire chain of command, I can't stop you.
No, I want you to do this. We're going to take this out to middle of nowhere. Test out, see if the signal is red. Well, not really.
We are in the middle of large city.
This is true. I would prefer to know this thing works before we try to place it somewhere and use it.
Okay.
If you understand what I'm saying.
I do understand. I feel like you don't have enough faith.
I do have faith. I just want to double make sure. I'm still paranoid, all right?
I understand. Oh, you are still paranoid. Okay.
Yeah, you can't get rid of paranoia. They try.
He says, "May I be excused, sir? I have many pranks to play."
Fine.
Don't do what to you, sir?
Is there anything else you need, Pavel?
There is many things that I need, sir, but none can be provided by your expert military guidance.
That's okay.
Lieutenant Colonel Maxwell Harridan, when you get back to your desk, someone has left on the broadcast of a young woman reading from a prepared statement informing everyone of the exact nature of shortages, that Crow's Black is currently working on it, that Star League forces are here in order to protect people, running through death tolls and all that stuff, making sure that correct information about the military situation is reaching everyone. And at the end, she doesn't take any questions and leaves the room. On your desk is a note from Thornton Rayev, the commander of your fortress dropship, indicating that all of the personnel aboard his ship, except for Lieutenant Commander Jenkins's Special Forces Division, all of the naval forces, are entering their protest over your choice to turn over the 3 teenagers to local authorities.
I forward that to the PR department.
It should be noted you haven't received any protests from any other branch. Your infantry, your Mechwarriors, command staff, nobody else has really lodged any formal protests. It's basically just been restricted to aerospace.
Okay.
Okay. Other than that, all you currently have is planning for a night mission to raid a bunker by Rapier. He's still working out the specifics, but he says that he'll have something by midnight tonight. Is there anything you want to do in the meantime? Oh, you have a message from Rapier indicating that the prisoner attempted to escape, and in the process, he was lethally wounded.
What a shame.
It will be a closed casket service.
I will make a point of attending.
That's on your schedule for 8 p.m. tonight.
A great man, a hero of the people, has been lost.
Oh, wow. That's so dark.
I feel terrible about this.
I only broke 3 of his fingers. You double check the face, see if it's actually him.
It's definitely 100% him. The face records will not match, however.
Old Rapier pulling a fast one on you. He's getting another convergence for the Blake word to Blake.
Yeah. I like the theory that he is word of Blake, but my question is, when did that happen?
You keep having him show up with the word to Blake stuff. And Gleeman's character referring to him as brother, so yeah.
True.
Yeah, but they
But
referred
he
to
referred to
everyone as
everybody as brother. He
Fair.
referred to you as brother, even when you were acting.
Maybe your word,
stepping at
Blake.
That'd be a great double play there.
Listen, if Pondo and I had
As word of
secretly
Blake.
worked out that he was a word of Blake, that would be incredible, wouldn't it? No one would have ever suspected it.
There'd have been a serious long play there. Season 4 finally shows up. That was
Well,
like
the
season
word of
5 when we
Blake,
faced word of
you know,
Blake.
Comstar knows anything. They know long plays.
The secret season 7,
Hundreds of years.
where we do the Blake Jihad. Everybody's running around in mechs that go 200 kilometers an hour using snub-nosed PPCs attached
Jesus.
to capacitors.
I'm sorry, Harry.
Running stealth armor.
Let's not talk about those dark times. We don't need rack 5s out the wazoo here.
I actually like the idea of rack 5s, if only because the chance that you'll fuck it up really badly is enormous.
Yeah, you need, if you shoot 6 times, you need at least get a 6.
And it's
on 2
only
to 3.
30 damage. It's really
But
not that much.
It's a potential of 30 damage.
Yeah.
It's still clustered.
You'd be better off just using an Ultra AC-20.
I mean, I remember racks were a huge pain in the ass in the video game.
Talk about that.
Tabletop game is not that great. Video game, probably great. Tabletop game, not great.
They were hilarious in the video game.
Well, you've got a tank Gatling gun, What do you do with it?
Is there anything any of you want to do before I drop the next event on you?
I want to talk to Harridan. Now that we've got this PR business going,
Are
and
you
things
still in your
seem to be,
mocap suit?
yeah, absolutely. Now that we've got this PR thing going and things might start turning our way, we really need to get on track with getting the city evacuated. I've been spending a lot of time thinking about it, and really only came back here to do two things: kill the bad people and save the good ones. And I can only do half of that for as long as this city is full of people. We were specifically sent here because our skill set is to fight in an urban area. And the longer it's full of people, the longer we're going to be hamstrung and unable to be fully mission capable. I think we have some good leads on going out and running some raids and some disruption. But if we're really going to hold this city and hold this port and tie this enemy up, we've got to fight them here. And I don't think we can do that very effectively with the population in place.
Those are all very good points, but the question would be, where would they go?
I don't know if we care, to be honest. You could send them right into the arms of the clan, right? I mean, they're the ones that are supposed to be protecting their people. You can send them out onto the countryside. If we can get them on our side, we should be able to send them pretty much anywhere we want. Even if they got to go pick berries and drink out of puddles, they won't be getting blown up. I don't know, just something to consider, sir. I don't have all the hows. I just have the what.
I feel like if we ordered a mass evacuation of the city, we would probably wind up with a revolt on our hands right now.
I think so too. And that's why I think we've got to take it one step at a time. Right now, things are turning in our favor, so we need to ride that wave. But I think if the goal isn't to save lives, then
no, the goal is to to keep the clanners from leaving the planet and keep them bottled up and occupied.
Yeah, but how effective can we be at that if we got our guys being attacked in the streets by the local population?
This is also very true.
How effective can we?
That the public relations aspect would be able to help resolve, or at the very least mitigate some of that for us.
I'm hoping so too, but that only goes so far as in the next time we have to blow up a neighborhood because it's full of elementals. And I think the clans know that. At the very least, we could get parts of the city evacuated. And I'm not saying move on it right now. Let's not be too hasty, but
at the very least, I can see for right now, I can understand and see the wisdom of creating containment zones, areas where if the clanners were to move into the city, where they most likely would be located and where we could keep them bottled up without having to worry about civilian casualties. I think that would be at least a good first step compromise start. In the meantime.
I agree. I know that, Intel is working on putting together this raid package for us. And those are resources we wouldn't have to spend if we weren't concerned about this population running out of food.
How large is this city?
19 million people.
19 million.
Essentially the size of New York City. Yeah.
That's it. Mm.
I mean, you could maybe put out an order for a voluntary evacuation, and then, you got to start somewhere, but, we can't keep these people fed and also be mission capable, because that takes us out of our pocket and into the firing lanes.
This is true.
Just for your consideration.
Well, why not work with Rapier to figure out the most likely areas of approach to the city? And we will get those, notify the PR department to put a positive spin on it. It will be evacuating those areas of the city for the people's own safety and protection. At the very least, now I think that would be a fair compromise, and believe that people would understand that when big stompy robots come about, we'd rather they weren't there.
offering the public an evacuation plan or a disaster preparedness plan, I think is definitely an easy first step. I'll get with Rapier. I'm curious too if this wouldn't be an opportunity to send some covert personnel posing as civilian evacuees and refugees into the enemy intel lines.
It could very well be. It could also be that the clans might just execute them all.
Could be too, but that's always a possibility.
It's true.
All
Oh,
right.
one step at a time, but I do agree with you.
Sounds good. If you don't mind,
Speaking
I gotta
we
do some
should
combat
probably
rolls now.
we should probably also feeling like there should be potentially a curfew placed on the city as well.
I think that'd be wise. I think, possibly 14 days self-quarantine, probably shut down flights to the UK.
Come on, man. Too easy.
Yeah, I'll get with Rapier and let him know to start feeling out the situation in regards to that type. I'll have him send you a report on his input regarding that.
Very good.
All right. Does somebody question for Arthur? Does somebody in our unit how and where and who is responsible for our equipment? Like our everyday.
You have a quartermaster.
Okay, we have a quartermaster.
And their name is Sophia Meinrad. And we've actually seen her on camera once before talking to somebody.
Yeah, she was the one reporting to me about Black Rabbit painting my mech.
Okay, and do they is there any level of customization to like our personal gear? Or do they pretty much just like requisition stuff and supply it?
No, you're the command lance. You get whatever you want
get whatever I want
because Daddy says so.
I'm gonna start working with her to get a cooling vest and some mech gear that matches the samurai persona that has been made for me by the PR people.
I mean, do you want to talk to the PR people about that?
I'm gonna get them connected. Yes, I'm gonna call like a short conference, like possibly a teleconference. And he has like some bad drawings that he shows them. I want to look like this, and I want to be like this.
There's an Aerocyto at the meeting who has immediately drawn something
real fast,
so much better. He's
I want to be like lose the katana. I want a Kenobu. I want a big club. I want an Oni mask. I want all of this stuff.
Yeah, so this artist is just like, Oni mask is not going to work. There's very negative connotations. Have you considered Kitsune mask? We're talking fox, orange coloration, lots of flame markings.
I'm not feeling the fox. Give me some other animals.
Okay.
Give me something else. Give me something else. Wolf.
Yeah, like big wolves.
Another one.
Smoked jaguar.
Obviously not. Wait, listen. What is the natural predator of a smoked jaguar?
I don't think they have one. I will look it up.
Starlink.
Come on.
Listen, some of the clan totems actually do have natural predators, like the diamond shark and the sea fox.
Look, maybe not a predator. What's the natural?
Can I pop in?
Yes,
what's the competitor?
Anacondas.
Snake.
Too close to Viper.
Nature's
so
snakes.
one of the artists pops up and he's just like, "Sir, this is Operation Bulldog. Have you considered any dog theming?"
Are you trying to get me back on wolf?
No,
because I'm not
dogs.
anti-wolf.
I mean, they're closely related, but they've been about 12,000 years apart.
What kind of dog are we talking about? And I turn to the PR later, and I'm like, "Is there a dog that people like here?"
Shinu Ibu. Bulldog. Everybody loves a bulldog. Pitbull. Golden Retriever.
All right. I turn to the artist guy. I'm like, what can you do with Bulldog? Not very Japanese.
So while this has been going on, he's drawn Bandito as a chocolate lab.
Not armor themed or anything. It's just really a chocolate lab with Bandito's head on it.
No, well, yeah.
That's perfect.
I'm just imagining a chocolate lab with a cowboy hat on. That's about it. Maybe with like maybe with these typical outfit like plaid.
Listen, for
shirt
those
and
that didn't
blue
catch
jeans.
the joke, I've always said that Pondo would make a good chocolate lab. You know, Cotton does these things where she draws pictures of people as animals.
Listen, I'm going to defer to your judgment. I don't know that Bulldog speaks to the local population, but if you think fox, I don't really feel the fox, but I'm going to let you two figure that out. Sick mask. That's my requirement.
Yeah, so, I mean, this guy has already drawn a Shiba Inu mask for you that, you know, it's
Fluffy
very
dog.
fierce and growling.
Okay.
And it's one of those Mechwarrior masks, so it's got a band. You're supposed to wear it on the side of your head and only bring it around when you need it.
Okay.
But he says, sir, I can see that you're very attached to these masks, but what if we just went with like a traditional helmet deal? You know, kind of beetle horned.
I like it.
We could make the horns very sharp.
What about antlers?
Have you considered maybe we could tailor you a Commander Star League outfit? You know, get you that Marek Eagle. That would make you feel at home, sir.
It's not for me. It's for the locals.
Okay, Commander Star League. We expect that he will be very popular.
All right, both. I want both. Make me two. I want a samurai
all the
one.
artists are just looking at each other. The tailor is flipping through Black Rabbit sketches, and she's just like, "Well, why don't you come over here and we're gonna get you fitted. I hope that you don't have any problems because we're gonna need you to take all of your clothes off while we."
I literally start taking my sweatpants off, like
Please
as
wait
I walk towards
until
her.
you are inside of. I can see that you have much less body modesty than the people I'm normally working with.
I'm already like halfway out the door towards the dressing room, and I'm kicking the pants off like in a random
remind
direction.
me of my husband. He was just like you, leaving his clothes everywhere. So she's
I'm
doing
gone.
that.
I'm
She's
already
just
gone.
like, what an incredible neck circumference you have here. I've never written a number this high in my ledger before.
She's just chasing after me with a tape measure as I walk to where I know the dressing rooms to be.
At that point, Chia is just like, well, that was exhausting. The cargo master just gets up and leaves. Your quartermaster is just like, yep.
I need
Somebody
it to be
suggested
functional.
crocodile. Crocodile would be fun.
Crocodile would be pretty sweet.
Crocodile.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah, because I need it to not only be a costume, I need it to be a functioning cooling vest and like a flak. You know what I mean? Like I need it to work. I need to be able to wear it.
You want
in
to
a mech.
cosplay in your mech?
I need to wear it in a mech.
You need the crocodile. So if you could add a mech, big metal mask, you could take it and smack somebody with it. And it would
I'm
do some
also gonna
serious
get.
damage.
I'm gonna get with Black Rabbit. And I'm gonna have her. I'm gonna have her paint the claws of the king crab into giant like Chinese dragons that crawl like so that it's dragon mouths instead of the
Okay.
claws, right?
When you say that, Billy Wyndham Williamson IV pops up out of nowhere, and he's like, "You want to do what to my mech?"
Listen,
That episode of painting it.
dragons. Can you get
This
the
is
lights?
not how we theme this, McGurk. This is
Listen.
not how we theme this mech.
Look, if there's anyone I've ever met and known that can turn anything into anything and take whatever I come up with and make it better, it's you.
How am I
So
going to sell this back on Solaris?
We can paint it back, Billy.
All right.
I'm just asking you to move some LEDs around, work with our artist. Not any permanent changes.
You want me to work with Lockwood?
Not so much work with her as just let her do whatever she wants.
That's a problem, sir. Everybody keeps comparing my art to hers.
I would never.
Really?
Look, this is your opportunity to squelch all that. Come up. This is a collaborative effort.
I would like you to make a dice roll for this.
Oh, I got disconnected. I have to get back in.
Oh, you're here. Oh, tabletop. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the most artist thing possible, having to convince them. No, everything's fine. You can do this. It'll be great. This will be a leadership check to inspire and motivate him. That's charisma.
Having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, we've been having that all night.
I'm closing tabletop. I'm gonna open it back up.
I want to have Sid roll for you real quick.
Sure, yeah, just do that.
Yeah, I got him.
Are you sure you want me to be the one rolling?
Yeah, sure. It's +3.
You'll need a 9 on the dice.
Good, Sid.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I believe in you.
11 total.
What'd you roll?
I rolled an 8 natural. He has a +3.
I don't know where your roll is. I'm looking at so many dice on the table.
It is right here.
All right, that's one short. Would you like to spend a plot point to boost it?
No, he
But
has
you
a
said I
+3.
needed a 9.
He has
on the
+3,
table.
so that's 11.
Yes, I said
can't-
you needed a 9 on the dice. That's an 8 on the dice. You need a 12.
Yeah, I'll spend something. That's fine.
You have to re-roll. You can't boost it, unfortunately.
All he has to do is turn that 2 into a 3. Come on, Sid.
Reroll that too, Sid.
That's more than a...
You
It-
had Sid roll. That was your problem.
Yeah,
No,
it
that's
went
fine.
right back to a 2.
God damn it.
The 2 became a 2.
So he is going to go along with this plan, but he's completely demoralized by it.
No, I have another edge. I spin that too. Roll it
Okay.
again.
Pondo,
don't-
Pondo, do it.
I don't think
Pondo,
you can
you
do
do it.
this. I think you can only spend 1 edge per roll.
Boom!
That was a waste of you rolling a 6.
Boxcars.
If it's the case, it's the case. If not, then hey,
So
there
that's
you
a
go.
total
I
of
will
15.
double check edge, but I'm fairly certain edge specifically says you can only... After you roll dice, you may choose to... Edge can only be spent once per each roll.
Is the game up?
Oh.
Why can't I find it? I'm getting really
The game is
irritated.
up. I will invite you, and that might solve some of your problems. Right?
I can't search and find it.
Here you go. Did that work?
I don't know.
I sent you an invite.
I don't even know how that works. I don't know how to Steam.
Can you shift tab and then select me in your friends list and join on me?
Trying. Something's happening.
Black Rabbit, can you tell me about this dragon design that you're turning the king crab into?
He said he wanted each leg as a different, each little claws of
Each
dragon,
arm.
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot of different types of dragons. I just want to know, like, what color theming we're going with.
I don't know what color the crab is right now.
I said it in Discord not that long ago. I want to say it's mostly black.
Oh. Probably like red and gold, and the other one could be like green and gold. Some clouds at the base, traditional Chinese style, because he said that. Maybe some flames coming out of their mouths for the very tip of the claws.
Okay. Billy is with you the whole way. He does whatever you say, and he always addresses you as yes, ma'am. But you can tell that something has died on the inside for him. That some part of that spark of life that makes him the unique character that he is gone, possibly forever.
When have you ever listened to me?
He's standing next to you really lethargically, and he just goes, "I'm listening to you right now, ma'am."
Why?
Because I was told to.
Fair enough.
We have to get this done. I assume that Butch has some plan to unveil this in order to scare people or jump on top of them or set off some fireworks or play a new Sleemow track in order to confuse his enemies.
You seem a little bit sad about painting this back.
I just got done repainting it from the battle damage.
Yeah, but we're gonna paint it to look cooler.
We spent years coming up with this color scheme based on his exploits in Solaris.
It's black.
I personally replaced it. When you say it's black, he's like, no, it's not black. It's a very specific shade of black.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an imperial green. It's.
Have you seen the other mechs that I've painted? They're usually not a solid.
I have seen your work. Some would call it vandalism.
I've heard that before.
I wouldn't say that about
But I had
your
permission
work.
this time, so it's not vandalism.
I understand what you're saying.
You don't want me to paint this mech, do you?
I have made no attempt to hide that, but we're about 25% done, and there's no turning back now.
No, I'm more excited to paint it now.
To think I wanted to get coffee with you. You're a very mean person.
Edgy.
I'm only saying that because you hit on me that one time.
So he stops painting and he turns, he's like, that's what this is about?
Well, not
Because-
the painting of the mech. I enjoy painting mechs. This is fun for me.
You know, you're unattached. You're a fine young woman, alone. I apologize if I was too forward. But you're gonna hold me have I harassed you since that time? Have I
But
done
no.
I
Fine.
thought that I was a perfect gentleman, okay? That's what all the ladies say about me.
I don't
My
think anybody
relationships
said
may
that
not
about
last
you.
long, but perfect gentlemen, unless someone tells them I have syphilis, in which case they say very different things about me.
I think we have gotten off the wrong foot because I thought your friends just teased you a bunch, so that's what I've been doing.
Okay.
Do you not like that?
Your teasing is very serious, and I didn't understand that that was where you were coming from.
I'm not great with people
Why are you an ambassador?
because my parents died.
Oh my god, he doesn't laugh, but I do. He says, I'm sorry that this discussion has brought that up. I would have thought your parents dying would not automatically make you an ambassador. I didn't realize it was an inherited title.
Well, Majesty of Canopus kind of works. You know how the country works. It's all, ships. People who own the ships are ambassadors. My parents died. The ship is mine now.
He says,
I own part of the country.
I'm sorry. I know that Magistry of Canopus culture must be important to you, but I'm a Lyran, and I don't need to go on one of the Mad Cat ships to experience that kind of lifestyle. It just naturally happens around me.
Are you sure you don't need to?
Oh, listen. I know that things are very different out here in the middle of a war zone, and he like adjusts an imaginary bow tie. But when I'm back on Solaris, all right, let me tell you, it's something different. It's a magical place there, and when I arrive, everybody knows it.
Have you ever been to a Majesty of Canopus pleasure cruise ship?
As I just mentioned, I've never needed to go on one to get what I needed from that kind of ship.
But everything happens there.
That's what they say. I've been to Solaris. I know everything that happens there.
How do you know that you don't, want to experience that if you've never done it?
I want to admit a 0G roller coaster does sound pretty interesting. Other than that, it just sounds like a wild night on the town with a bit of privacy.
Plus, most things are legal there.
Rad, the answer to why you can't join the game right now is that I think it just crashed.
I'm good.
Okay, that's not me.
No, it's me. Oh, there it is. It's back now. I'm working my way through some things. However, it's not that I've crashed. It's that Steam currently has me disconnected, so you won't be able to join because I'm not online. And I don't know how to fix it. Oh, there. Oh. Right, I think it just fixed. Did I just pop back up? Nope, I just got disconnected.
Yep. It just froze the dice in midair.
Yep, something's going on. It's being real funky. Where were we? Billy Wyndham Williamson was cockstrutting about Solaris. He says, look, Black Rabbit, Selena, if by some occasion we run into your Majesty of Canopus ship sometime, I would be honored to go with you to experience the delights. You could even show me your favorite parts.
All right.
You seem shocked that you said yes to that. Like he was just offering it, knowing that he would immediately be shot down given the context of the situation.
But no, she's ambassador. She's gonna ambassador.
Hopefully that puts him in a better mood.
It does. It does. And he's just like, okay, all right, yeah.
The Gurk knew this would make them friends. That's what this is really all about.
that's that Commander Star League promise, right?
Yeah.
Friendship is the only way to survive this war. The game is back up now, friends.
We'll see about that.
Well, I assure you it's back up. Whether it works for you or not is an entirely different experience.
I'm in.
What's next? What's next on our menu of shenanigans?
Oh, but the roll vanished. It never happened,
SidAlpha.
according to Tabletop Simulator.
You act as if memory is somehow erased.
That's how it works, though, right?
No, that's not how it works.
Well, agree to disagree.
Okay. Maybe we want to take our halfway point break here and see how we're doing.
That sounds good.
Okay.
Now that I'm back in the game.
Yeah, perfect timing. We'll be back for the second half, maybe in about 8 minutes. Where Billy Wyndham Williamson won't talk directly to the audience. I saved that for Pavel Radzik. We'll be back, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. Stick around for the second half, or not. Who knows? Everything is transitory.